Civilian infrastructure seems to be next as far as when it comes to the war that is now intensifying in West Asia. Another video that seems to be going viral seems to be showing and indicating Israeli airstrikes hitting Tehran's Mehrabad International Airport overnight and destroying at least one aircraft. Now, what is being said, there are unverified claims that have been doing the rounds on social media. But let's get you this better understanding of those videos earlier today that seems to have been circulating online. And there you can see this huge explosion that seems to have been reported. Srinjoy, civilian infrastructure, mainly airports. Pictures coming in from Tehran, pictures also coming in from Dubai.
Well, as far as the Americans and the Israelis were concerned, they have hit 5,000 targets in 16 days. And most of them, beginning with, of course, the political leadership, a Revolutionary Guard, places which were of military importance, places that had to do with the nuclear effort by the Iranians, all of them have been hit. Now, infrastructure. Now, Mehrabad Airport has been hit before, but this time Mehrabad Airport has been hit again. And of course, the Iranians have also hit civilian infrastructure. Refineries have been hit in different parts of the Gulf. The Saudis have faced it. The Bahrain has also faced it. In fact, Israel has been hit many, many times. Haifa, of course, but Tel Aviv has also been hit several times. So very clearly, this is not just about military targets. It's also about nuclear issues in Iran, and it's also about infrastructure. So far, at least the Americans have not hit oil-related targets. President Trump has said, we hit Karg Island. And we hit the Revolutionary Guard positions.
Yes.
But we have not hit the oil tanks, the oil pipelines.
However, he did mention that, he's ready to reconsider his decision on that front. But let's explain when it comes to civilian infrastructure that has now come under attack. As I said, a similar situation that has also been reported in Dubai, in the complex of the Dubai International Airport, one of the busiest airports in the world that we are looking at, however, has temporarily suspended the flights. Let's get you this detail and this video that is now also being shared massively across social media of this massive fire that has been reported near the Dubai International Airport just a while back. And it is being said that it was a reported drone strike that hit a fuel tank that prompted the authorities to suspend the flight operations as a precautionary measure amid this conflict that has now entered its 17th day. So Dubai authorities saying that the civil defense teams were immediately deployed to contain the blaze. There has been no injuries or casualties that have been reported, but this seems to be a fuel tank in the very vicinity of the Dubai International Airport that has been hit, and they are closely monitoring the situation. This is what has been the video that has been going viral earlier today in Dubai that is being circulating on social media, showing these massive flames that seem to indicate the scale of the blaze. And the strike also comes in where after Iran had called for the evacuation of the major ports in the UAE, marking the first time that Tehran has threatened a neighboring country's non-US assets. That is exactly what I said when it comes to civilian infrastructure that has now been hit. So this seems to be the development there. Advisories that have been issued by airlines and by airports as well. Passengers who are expected to take flights out of Dubai or reaching Dubai, well, for now, the flight operations have been temporarily suspended. Now, when we speak of the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Iran, he seems to have accused Israel of committing ecocide, where after the airstrikes on these fuel depots in Tehran has taken place, he says that these attacks violate international law and could cause long-term environmental and health damage due to contamination of soil and groundwater. Now, we've previously seen those pictures that came in from Tehran where oil depots were struck and the fire raged on for several days, where Iran is now accusing Israel of breaking international law, and permanent damage to the environment is something that they believe that generations would have to suffer if this war continues for long. Let's connect with Mayank on this. Mayank is joining us from Israel. The ground situation there for now seems to be contained to such a level where most of the restrictions are being let go of. But it seems that the intensity of the strikes, by Israel, Mayank, has intensified in the region. We were just playing out pictures coming in from the Mehrabad International Airport.
You're right. The Internal Security Command here, which is like Ministry of Home Affairs of our country, they had issued certain advisories saying that geographically, for administrative purposes, the command has divided Israel into 30 administrative areas. And of it, actually, after the analysis and reports, or also as per the capability of those places to handle crisis, 10 places will be getting some certain relaxation as far as gatherings is concerned, educational activities is concerned. So that you are right. But then the kind of indiscriminate or other, the targets are changing. It seems that crisis will continue for some time. And here also, last night also we heard a lot, that was once in a night when we heard around 2 a.m. A large thunder, a big thunder actually, which was an emergency siren was sounded to this place. So as you said, yeah, certain relaxation are to take place from morning 6 a.m. here. It's around 8 a.m. here, so it has already started, but not in Tel Aviv. Let me also point it out, not in Tel Aviv.
All right. Well, sirens have been sounded there. There have been precautionary measures that have been taken place on ground. But 17th day of the war, it has been marked. There still seems to be no signs of de-escalation from either side. Mayank continues to be with us. He's connected with us from Israel, from the war zone itself, because now we talk about the impact, especially when it comes to flights and passengers, that is now being felt. Now let's get you this breaking update where the Federation of the Indian Pilots has now written to the DGCA. Now they are seeking